Hello guys, Vintomania back with another video, and today's my Q&A answer, so I thought I'd dress up, put on a tie, put on a nice, jacket and stuff. So yes, yeah, I just thought I'd wear a Doctor Who t-shirt, as simple as that. Right, so obviously I've had some questions left on my YouTube video, and I've had one sent by my good buddy Mike Lacey on Facebook. So I'm going to try and keep this under 15 minutes, so let's go. So the first questions are from Simon's Comics Corner, go check them out. Out of the comics you've read so far, which one has disappointed you the most and why? Two, the Doctor Who ones were okay for a while, and then it just started getting really boring, and I just dropped them from a pull list. So there it is. And another one would be Spider-Man and the X-Men. First issue, I didn't really get it. Second issue was worse, and the third one, I was meant to drop it after the second one, and I'd already had the third one on, and I traded them in, and they were just big disappointments. If you could move a character from DC over to Marvel, or vice versa, who would it be and why? After watching Arrow, I would love Deathstroke to come over to the Marvel Universe. I think seeing him and Deadpool together in a comic would be awesome. Obviously you can have so many characters like Batman and stuff, but because I'm really enjoying the Deathstroke comics at the minute, and enjoying Deathstroke character in Arrow, he would be one that I would like to move over. Out of the announced upcoming superhero movies, which one are you looking forward to? Probably the Captain America Civil War one. Captain America 1 didn't really do it for me. Captain America 2 did. But then it's kind of Thor 1 didn't really do it for me, and then after watching Avengers I appreciated Thor 1 more. So it's kind of the case of, Captain America isn't languishing down the bottom, it's, like higher up now, but I do enjoy that movie, so it would be that one. Your thoughts on newly announced DC Comics, e.g. Black Canary, Arsenal, etc. Obviously he's named those two because they're probably the only two that I know of, because of the Arrow show, which would be ones that I would pick up, like I said in Holy Batgirl's video to do with the DC reboot as it is. They'd be the ones that I'll be picking up, probably Black Canary. Obviously I pick up the Arrow 2.5 ones, which I'm really enjoying, and that kind of thing. So yeah, I know there's a whole convergence thing which I'm not buying into because there's so many of them, so I'm not doing that. He says, I look forward to hearing your answers, buddy. Keep up the great work. Thank you as always for the support, Simon. And then I have Callum Flynn says, what got you into comics? To be honest with you, I remember reading Hulk season 1, which a good friend Natalie got me, and one day I just went through my He-Man comics and decided, I wanted to kind of look into comics, and it only really started about July time, and I think because I'd not fallen out of love with, but because I haven't watched wrestling in near enough a year. I watched the Royal Rumble match, and that was it. I didn't watch the whole pay-per-view. Apologies, you can see the reflection of the phone in my glasses, I've just noticed that. So yeah, I think it was just a case of I wanted something new to get into, and then, kind of just did that, and it's kind of just snowballed from there. Favourite Avenger? You must be new to this channel, it's a big green guy up above me there. Hulk is my favourite Avenger. If you had read one comic book for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's a tough one. One comic book. I'd probably I'll go with Uncanny X-Men, since that's, I've got so many of them now. Looking forward to sitting down whenever I have, say, them all in numerical order and reading them. But I'll say Uncanny X-Men then. Mr. Beg Red 1990 says, you've been doing a great job with your comic endeavour on this channel lately. Why, thank you. But I think I speak for a few people when I say wrestling vids are among the best you've ever done. Will we ever see the odd wrestling vid on here again? As my main dude Hulk Hogan once said, never say never. I'm not saying that I won't do any wrestling videos on this channel, or I will do wrestling videos on this channel, but if something piques my interest, like WrestleMania 33 comes to London, I will certainly do a video on that. If there's something to do with wrestling that captures my interest, I will do a wrestling video on that. What are your main hopes for the new Star Wars film at the end of the year? Have you managed to avoid all spoilers thus far? Yes, I think I have. Obviously I've seen the names of the characters, which I've probably pretty much forgotten. I'm excited for the movie, don't get me wrong, but is it wrong that I'm more excited for the Avengers movie than Star Wars? I am a big Star Wars fan, don't get me wrong, and I'm so looking forward to the new Star Wars movie. And I'm just interested and intrigued to see where it goes, as many fans really are. Why did I do that? So yeah, I would just be a case of, I think the comics are kind of going to, you know, build up my interest to there, you know. But I am looking forward to it. It's just a case of, it's a shame it's so far away, in a galaxy far, far away, almost. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Will you attend another WrestleMania again? Probably not. I'll be honest. I'll probably not attend another WrestleMania, because of how much money goes into it, and at the minute I'm enjoying having money to spend on, you know, comics and things. Whereas if I was to attend WrestleMania, I would really have to cut back on what I'm spending, and at the minute it's just too much to do. You know, whenever you're having to put £300-400 aside each month from your wage, which is near, you know, which, well, I'm not going into all that, but it's just a case of, you know, it's a big commitment to do, and at the minute I would have to be really back into the wrestling and really want to do it in order to do that. If you had to recommend just one comic for a non-reader, what would it be and why? I would probably say that if you aren't a comic reader, the best one for me to recommend will probably be The Walking Dead, because so many people love that TV show. That's obviously from comics, and I think it's probably the best one to go for, you know. That would probably be the best one for me to recommend, because pretty much everyone I know has watched Walking Dead an episode or two or something at some stage, of them being on the planet Earth. So that's why I would say that. Right, so next is Stuart Clemson, who asks, if you become a superhero, what would your name be and superpower be? I'd be called Vintomania then, or Vintoman. And I kind of would like a secret identity kind of thing, you know, like He-Man, you know, like you've got Chris Vint, and then you've got, like, you know, some other name, I don't know, but you know, and then I could just hold up a magic sword and then transform into a big muscly dude who can, you know, squash things with just like going like that and whatever. If you could merge two individual comic characters, who would you choose and why? I would say Deathstroke and Deadpool, and then make Deathstroke or Deadstroke. I would merge those two together. What advice would you give to somebody who's just getting into comic books? Collect what you want. There are no fake collectors in this comic book community. Collect what you want, read what you want. If something piques your interest, you know, I know there's comic books out there to do with Star Trek, Star Wars, Walking Dead, X-Files, Turtles, Thundercats, He-Man. You've bound to have watched a TV program or a film at some stage and thought, I really enjoyed that. Mars Attacks, Star Trek Planet of the Apes crossover, Galaxy Quest, Bill and Ted coming out, just a few of them off the top of my head. So if everyone's watched the film, everyone's watched a TV program, if there's something like that you like, pick, you know, try one issue, see what it's like. You know, there's no right or wrong way to collect comic books. It's just a case of how you do it. You know, some people just like collecting the stuff that comes out now. Some people like collecting the older stuff. Some people do both, like I do. But it's just a case of you do what's right for you. Right. Comic Book Geek 1, good friend Johnny, says, what is your favourite comic book TV show? At the moment it is Arrow. And yeah, I just really, really enjoy that show. I'm so annoyed at myself that I didn't watch it whenever it first came out, but luckily it had on Netflix and I just binged it and I just loved it. Flash is okay, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I kind of took a break, and because I don't watch a lot of terrestrial TV, I didn't know when I was coming back on, and haven't really watched it. And Agent Carter, it hasn't been picked up in the UK, so it's kind of a case of trying to find it to watch online. What super, if any, do you feel is overrated? Honestly, I'm going to say Superman. a lot of people I know don't like Superman. Don't, don't read his comics and things like that. And I think his movies, as of late, have kind of fallen flat on their face. And it's just, I don't think I've ever read a Superman comic. This is just my personal feeling. I know there's some people like Superman and things like that. That is fine. We're all different people. We all have different opinions, and we all have different tastes. It would all be boring if we all liked the same thing. That's all I'm going to say. For me, Superman is overrated. So yeah, what superhero, if any, do you feel is underrated? You know what? I'm going to say Hulk. I'm going to say Hulk doesn't get an awful lot of love. We've got all these new Marvel movies, and where's the Hulk one? So Marvel, where is it? You've got these other ones coming out, like, Doctor Strange and, the Inhumans and stuff, but I want a Hulk solo film with Mark Ruffalo. Not Eric Bana, not Edward Norton. Mark Ruffalo. So yeah, I'm going to say Hulk. If you just had to keep one comic book in your collection, what would it be? It'd probably be that Amazing Spider-Man and Hulk cover that I showed in my top 10 covers one. I would keep that because that, that has good sentimental value, so I'd probably keep that. Right, and Courage My Boy asks, hey, just wondering why you stopped the wrestling vids. Kind of covered that, kind of not watched wrestling for a whole year. Always had good content in those, thank you. I stayed stub and I'm a casual reader of comic books, so you may have answered these before, but here it goes. Which one particular issue would you like to see in another medium? Probably moving image, and why? Well, I kind of said the one Hulk that. You know what? I would love to see a Deathstroke spin-off series. The way in Buffy they did an Angel spin-off series and things like that. I would love to see a Deathstroke one with, obviously, terrible with names, but the guy who plays Deathstroke in Arrow, I would love to see him portray it. I think that would be class. Also, with Spider-Man joining the MCU, do you think this is good or bad, and what role do you think he'll play in Civil War, if any? I think it's a good thing. I just hope that it's done right. I hope that Sony aren't ignorant and decide, like, we own the rights to him, but we're going to kind of keep stopping what you want to do. Hopefully he'll be in Civil War. I don't know if that's been shot yet or not, but I would love to see, somebody said I'd love to see him at the tail end of Ant-Man. Maybe it's a kind of a case of, oh, hey, ants, spiders are better. Kind of like that. Thanks in advance. Keep up the good work on the channel. It would be nice to hear your thoughts on this year's Mania 2 if you get in the WrestleMania anytime. This is Road to WrestleMania time. All the best, and Courage My Boy. Well, yeah, I may do a video on that. But those are the questions. The ones from Mike Lacey will be in a separate one because I have a funny feeling that I'm not going to get them answered in about a minute and a half. So while I'm on here, I'm going to plug a channel, like I said I was going to before, and the channel that I'm going to recommend is carnage-man 99. He's a great YouTuber, very enthusiastic, always does this as well, and just like the animation before the start of his videos are always very entertaining. So yeah, go and subscribe to him. He always leaves lots of comments and things, so yeah, that's going to do it for that. And then the next video, I'm not going to have to comment on any because I've done one in the last video, so I did two and done one in this. So yes, that's part 1 of the Q&A. Part 2 will be just dedicated to Mike Lacey because he's decided to ask me lots of questions that I needed to answer. So thank you all for posting questions if you did, and I appreciate it. Thank you for liking all my videos, commenting, subscribing, all that jazz. Always like seeing new people subscribe and leaving comments. That's how I check out your channels, and I've checked out so many lately. It's been brilliant. So thank you for watching part 1, and so over to part 2.